Hello, YouTube. So this is my opinion on morality. Personally, like I said in the previous video I had made, not the one previous to this one, but the one before that, I don't really believe in morality the way other people do. I think that people are born in three categories, and I think that the only reason that people do bad things or do things that are wrong or evil or anything else you can call it is because they're trying to be like one of the other categories of these three that I've talked about. And I think also the system, the way it's set up, because people aren't don't know which category they're born into, they're not told. It could also cause somebody who lives their life to the maximum potential. Let's say they're a thinker and they do things, they maximize the thinking quality of their life. They think about things in order to make decisions, and they maximize this. They could also do wrong. They could also do the wrong thing because of the fact that the system, the way it's set up. You could have somebody who what I call it personally is crossing wires, which means to try to be like another category. And so these people that cross wires, um, as someone who doesn't cross wires, who maximizes the way they were born, they could do the wrong thing because they're born into a system in which the people that do cross wires are in charge. And so maybe someone had a, I'll give you an example. Um, Maybe you're someone who is born a leader, so you're someone who feels for things, and maybe you had a situation where you stole something, and it's because you felt a certain way about it. So because of somebody else, the way that they maybe they this excuse me because of the way the system is set up, this person might not have done something wrong in and of itself, because of the way the system works is the reason that they stole that which they stole. So, for instance, maybe they felt like they were being robbed for some reason, or maybe they felt like they were being taken a fool of, or maybe they felt like um, maybe they felt like the system had been playing against them. So they decided to do that which was wrong. It's like Robin Hood, stealing from the poor stealing from the rich to give to the poor. This is somebody who wasn't necessarily doing something wrong, even though it's classified as something wrong because it's always wrong to steal. But basically, what I'm saying is because of the way the system works, they're not able to maximize their potential, so they do something that's wrong. But it's because of the way the system works. But mostly the people that do those things that are wrong are because they're someone who's born into a category, like a worker, and tries to be a leader. And because of that what I call crossing wires, they they do things that are bad, what people would consider bad. But it's not that it's bad, it's just that they desire to be somebody that they're not. And because they desire to be somebody that they're not, they end up doing something wrong or evil. But it's not because they're evil in and of itself. It's because they're just trying to be like that other category. So, for instance, what I'm trying to say is, imagine someone killed somebody. They were crossing wires. They weren't doing something evil. They were crossing wires. They were trying to be like the other category that they weren't born into, or the system, like I said, because of the way it's set up, they they were trying to maximize their happiness, and something that was inexplicably wrong. But I wouldn't consider there is no system in my system. There's no system of right and wrong. There's only maximizing your potential and setting up a system in which people can maximize their potential. So I'll just break it down like this: maximize your potential, you gain happiness. You cross wires, you try to be like somebody else, you end up doing something wrong, or what I would call wrong, wrong, or basically you minimize your happiness. And this is another thing that I thought of. Those who cross wires, those who try to be like the category that they're not, they're never happy. They never gain that full happiness that they want or they look for in life. Um, for instance, someone who is a leader and tries to become a worker, or someone who's a thinker and tries to become a leader, they don't maximize their happiness because they weren't born to be that person that they're trying to be. So because of this, they end up minimizing their happiness. I don't think that anyone does anything wrong and is happy about it. I don't think that exists. I know that that people talk about psychopaths who are crazy, or people that are messed up in the head, and they do things that are wrong because of an imbalance that they have in their head. But I don't think that this really exists. I think that everybody that crosses wires will be unhappy. So, and I think that if people didn't cross wires and didn't try to be the person that they're not, and they were told from birth who they're supposed to be, so if you're a worker, you're told from birth you're gonna be a worker. That's who you are. You're a knower. And if someone is told this from birth, they won't cross wires, thus maximizing their happiness and their potential. And if the system changed and everyone employed this system I've tried to get out there, then everyone will be maximizing their happiness and maximizing their potential at the same time, and no one and there won't be any evil in the world. Evil will disappear because that which is wrong, or what people call wrong, it won't exist, because the system, the only reason why people do things that are wrong or evil is because of the system, or because of they themselves trying to be like someone else, desiring. And I think that we get this desire from our evolutionary background. As a species that came out of the water, we desired to be more. We desired to be land dwellers. So those who reproduced and evolved were able to survive because they were able to look beyond just their plain old existence, and look to further their path down the line, which is probably, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, this is how natural selection works. Like someone who, damn it, mom.